My name is Joel Harris. I'm an art therapist and an artist and a multimedia jack of all trades. And my story begins in 1984 when I came home from the holiday football game in San Diego, and my house was burned down. And I virtually lost everything that I had that was in the house. I had the shirt on my back, and that was it. I moved in with two friends, and they had a little baby girl. And I got to raise her for about 5 years, and I got to name her. Her name is Tasia. And when Karen got pregnant with their second baby, I had to leave because they needed my bedroom. So I moved out, and I decided at that point I felt so close to her, and I'd never known what it was like to raise a child, that I decided to write storybooks and dedicate them to Tasia. So I did a series of books, and while I was doing the writing and the drawing of the books, I went to the Solana Beach Library, where I'm at right now, and and Judith Gregg, who was the librarian of the year, asked me if I would be interested in teaching drawing at the library. And I'd never taught drawing, but I took it as an honor. My background involves I was the youngest artist for NASA's Apollo flights. I've worked at CBS, had a very varied background in media and marketing. I was thrilled by it and felt very fortunate that she asked me, and I said, sure, I'd be happy to. My drawing classes, in the class that I had, there was a lady there that her growth was so phenomenal every week. She asked me if I would like to go to Scripps, where she worked. She was an administrator, and teach drawing with the Wounded Warriors. And I was honored to be asked, and I said, sure, I'd love to do that. And I started drawing with soldiers there and using my art for art therapy. Because what art does is it brings you in present moments of time. Artists are much different than other people in the world. Everybody else is basing their life on the past. How much gears cost, how much we paid for gasoline yesterday. Artists are very interested in moment by moment the changes that take place. And that's what I teach. My soldiers have never drawn before. And one of my guys, Jonathan Copsey, this was his picture, his first picture that he drew with me. And this is the kind of art that I teach. At the library, I've been teaching for 3 years. My 11-year-old student, who's been drawing for 2 years, she just turned, well, she's almost 14 now. These are a couple of her pictures, and you see the quality of her work. I mean, these are phenomenal. These are people that, they get it. They get the inspiration, the self-esteem, and I teach them how to draw realistically. What happens with drawing is you get connected. You start to really see the engineering and structure of things in order to understand it. If you don't understand a thing, you can't draw it. How to draw it and make it look real is motor skills. The other thing is how to really understand the light, why it looks the way it does, and that's what I teach. And that's what I teach with soldiers, and that's what I teach with students alike. When I was a young boy, I was paralyzed, infantile paralysis when I was a kid, so I didn't move around too much. So I started drawing. And I started looking at relationships of people. I started being an observer of life. That's really what did it for me. The thing that really I thought was the ruin of my life turned out to be the gift that God gave me. And it brought my life full circle. Because not only did I know how to draw and really watch the way that things were in relationships, not only with people, but of life in general, all objects. I just became a super observer. And that's what I teach. And so as I got older, I worked for NASA and I worked for CBS, and I decided to travel, and I've ended up traveling from all through Europe and from Turkey across to India, where all the soldiers are, in Afghanistan, Iraq, Pakistan. And now I can connect with anybody, no matter what their illness is, no matter what's happened to them. And anybody who's lost a leg or has pain or this or that, it's like, you're just beginning now. And when I walk in and see them, I connect with them immediately from my past experience on all levels with everyone. My life is so enriched from everybody that I meet and share with. And it's a great gift for me to be able to give the things that are meaningful to me to other people, and then see what they can do with it. Life is good.